Today I'm going to the biggest tea street in my city, which is packed with tea malls and tea stores. You can find anything about Chinese tea in this area. I'm gonna show you around to give you a brief idea about modern Chinese tea culture. First of all, the place is huge. Stories upon stories, stalls after stalls. Every hallway feels endless. It's not like you go to a theme park, you feel the vibe and gradually build your comprehension and expectation. Everything is being poured into one huge pot and dumped straight into your face. You have pretty much no idea where to start, and that is lesson 1 of getting to know Chinese-related culture. Don't be scared by what you don't understand. Get inside of the store, take a closer look. What you're seeing is nothing more than just tea. There are tea in bags and being put in boxes. Tea in jars, tea being compressed into wheel shape, wrapped up in papers and sealed with plastics, or into little ball shape, wrapped up in papers and being stored in jars. And all kinds of fucking jars. It's part of the marketing, to make it look expensive. Unlike brewing barrels, this fancy package does nothing to the flavor of the inside product. The product is already finished. These packages are more like liquor bottles. That's the proper analogy. The package only matters depending on who you're buying the tea for. Like, if you're buying for your friend on a special occasion, you want something fancy. If you're buying for your parents or your leader, make it simple and convenient. They know you're a piece of shit anyway. And Chinese tea is just like alcohol. The price can be ridiculous. Just look at this shit, bruh. You cannot tell what is good and what is not until they're trying to sell this shit. Be giving you some information got nothing to do with your needs, because there's nothing special about it that you need. Like, they be claiming this special type of tea only grows at this exact latitude, longitude, and elevation. Cut the crap, man. That's your hometown. It's like the ramen I cook is only exclusive in my kitchen, but nobody's buying it, cause I ain't shit, bruh. Then they have to sugarcoat it with a purely wild, hand-picked, extremely hard to harvest, a super complicated process, and bruh, I don't care any of it, bruh. No matter how hard it is for you to collect, how many procedures it takes to process, it's just tea. I'm sure you can go ahead and make me some, but this shit doesn't get me fucked up. If it takes so much effort, maybe it's not worth your time and energy. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna live forever by drinking it. It doesn't cure shit. They're trying to make you casually spend 10 grand per year for a lifetime just to slightly increase your appetite and decrease the chance of certain type of cancer you don't have to worry about. Man, just smoke some weed, man. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. But of course, Chinese tea isn't just about its functions and benefits. Those are still pretty shallow. What really sets it apart from other commodities is that it carries the spirit of Chinese people, being reserved, humble, and restrained. To remind yourself those qualities, to type into the virtues of the sages, to put yourself into a peaceful mindset, and to share that moment of clarity with the people around you, that's the point of drinking tea in China. At least that's how I see it. Tea makes everything milder. With tea, hospitality doesn't feel too clingy. With tea, respect doesn't feel too flattered. With tea, teaching doesn't feel too personal. With tea, deep conversation doesn't feel intimidating. Tea creates the lowest pressure social atmosphere in China. Never loud, never intense, but always sincere. It's not just a drink, it's an attitude. It teaches you to slow down, to wash the leaves unfurl in boiling water, to taste the bitterness that slowly turns sweet in a single cup. What kind of tea you drink doesn't really matter. What matters is the practice behind it, the calm you cultivate, and the warmth you build between people. Only when you reach that state does tea truly have flavor. But what we're doing with tea in this era has nothing to do with what I just said. Money talks, bullshit walks. Those boxes and boxes of tea ain't going anywhere, but the sellers have to figure out a way to turn those bricks into cash. They bust their brains out to create such demand. Makes you feel like you need it. They exaggerate the benefits, propagate an elegant and classy image. People believe drinking tea shows class. Drinking expensive tea shows taste. Drinking expensive tea with fancy equipment raises their social status. Tea doesn't bring peace anymore. It brings trouble and conflicts. It becomes a medium for housewives to gather around and gossip. It becomes a foil for excessive late-night drinking. It becomes an excuse to boost economy. That state of mind is ethereal and elusive. It's not for everybody. Money changes people. People define its industry. All these store owners, they compete with each other. This is what they say when you sit down their table. The tea bottom line, it will slowly damage your body in long term because they be adding additives to reduce the making process, saving budget for branding, influencers. Man, it doesn't prove your shit is legit. But most people wouldn't question that. They confuse the boldness of exposing others with honesty. People sound despicable when they're trying to make fast money, and their noise echoes. Their desire pollutes their products, because after all, the spirit of tea doesn't grant such impetuous feature. The ideal tea drinking environment can be anywhere, as long as it's quiet and neat. Nothing fancy, simple decoration, so you're not easily distracted. But under the influence of this era, as a matter of course, people are going all out with tea-related accessories. It's not just about matching the teaware to the type of tea. The table itself has to look grand and elegant, and the wood has to be top quality. Some even put tea pads on the table, little figurines that slowly change color as they get rinsed with tea over and over. Sure, it makes that first brew feel a little less wasted, but honestly, all these worldly concerns completely clash with what tea is really about. Pure focus, no distractions. And all those other decorations, yeah, they show off Chinese tradition and culture, but let's be real. All that intricate carving and fuss takes away from the simple, humble essence of tea. With all that being said, despite the ideal mindset is missing, tea still brings good vibe in China. We got those tea cafe. People can literally spend their whole day in there. Drinking tea, eating meals, drinking liquor, playing poker or mahjong. Just having a good time with your friends. People come together. At least, that's what it looks like. I still prefer weed, to be honest. It actually makes you stop caring about bullshit, which has nothing to do with your own happiness. You don't care what you look like and other people's opinion. You couldn't care less about their judgment. Whatever they're trying to put on you, make you believe what they believe is important, you don't give a fuck. And I believe that's pretty close to the real spirit of tea. At least, much closer than what we're doing with tea in this era.
再见。